what can we eventually expect when it comes to ramping up with the Gigafactory in place, the number of Teslas that you push off the assembly line?
Well, I feel comfortable that we'll be able to achieve at least 500,000 cars a year by 2020.
What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tevi, and this is Invest with TCLAWS. That was Elon Musk back in 2014 announcing to the world that he was projecting to have 500,000 cars produced by the end of 2020. And at the time, most people did not believe him. Actually, the finance media had a field day with the idea, and everybody in the automotive world dismissed it. Well, we're now at the close of 2020. Elon Musk is a man of his word, and it's becoming clear to everyone that you should not bet against Elon. He has produced over 500,000 cars. The exact number is 509,737, and they've delivered 499,550 cars. As far as I'm concerned, that's making good on his promise. Now, this was despite a pandemic and the Fremont factory being shut down for over a month. So that was a great way to close off 2020 and start the year off on the right foot. Tesla stock came into 2021 with a stock price of $742 and some change, and before anyone could realize what was going on, just took off.
Run.
There's no other way to describe Tesla's performance this week as anything other than an epic run. I mean, they started again at $742, only to sprint all the way up to $880 by the end of the week. I mean, that's just stellar performance. That's a 16% gain in just 1 week. I mean, that you just don't see that. And now they're sitting at over $800 billion in market cap, and Elon is officially the wealthiest man on earth. Let that sink in. I mean, at this point, with the valuation being what it is and the stock price being where it's at, the next logical question has to be, can the stock price go any higher? And that will be the focus of today's video. In the next segment, we'll hear from billionaire investor and longtime backer of Tesla, Chamath Palihapatiya, discussing his thoughts on the future of Tesla and where they're going. I'll add some commentaries where I see fit. I'll follow that up with an overview of some of the catalysts that I see coming in 2021 that should help push the price all the way up to $1,400 a share. I did say $1,400. That's my projection for 2021. And I'll end things up with the weekly gain or loss by percentage for the entire Robinhood portfolio. All right, let's get into the video.
It's a loaded question, but nonetheless, maybe the epitome of all of this is Tesla, which is up 700+% over the last year. I think you're still a shareholder, right? Have you sold any shares? What do you make of that in and of itself? 700% in a year? Elon Musk is now the richest person in the world as of today, passes Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, it's really incredible, actually. I mean, he's somebody I've known for a really long time. I've looked up to him for a long time. And here's what I would say, that he built a great car company, and somewhere along the way, you know, about 5 or 6 years ago, what I thought he was building was an energy company, and that eventually people would realize that climate change actually mattered. And it's taken 5 or 6 years for everybody to realize the same thing, and he's being rewarded. You know, the world's richest person should be somebody that's fixing and fighting climate change. I think the reality is that Tesla is a distributed energy business, right? They are figuring out how to harness energy, how to store it, and then how to use it in a way to allow humans to be productive. Cars are a manifestation, but you know, solar panels are as well, power walls are as well. And I'm telling you right now, Scott, the big disruption that's coming is to power utilities. There are trillions of dollars of bonds, of capex, of value sitting inside the energy generation infrastructure of the world that is going to go upside down. And when that goes pear-shaped, Tesla will double and triple again.
What Chamath is talking about here is a Tesla Megapack system. Now think Powerwall, but much, much larger. We're talking utility scale battery storage system, right? So the first of its kind was introduced in South Australia back in 2018, and it is paired with solar and wind farms, and it stores the energy that those farms generate. Now, with the help of the Tesla Autobidder software, what the system does is that when the grid is experiencing fluctuation, the software will redirect the energy that's stored in those batteries back to the grid and will help balance and alleviate some of the ups and downs or ebbs and flows that the grid experiences. And as a result, Megapack has helped address some of the blackout issues in the region by stabilizing and balancing the unreliable grid in the region. Now, in the first year of use alone, Megapack has saved over $40 million. And I'll link an article for you to go and read about it if you're interested.
And I think, I tweeted this a while ago that I thought the world's first trillionaire would be a person fighting climate change. It very well could be Elon, but if it's not him, it'll be somebody like him, but it'll be because of this. Delivering clean energy, allowing the world to be sustainable is an incredibly important thing that will be rewarded by markets and individuals.
And you're just going to ride, you said 2 or 3 times higher than where it is now. You're just going to ride that wave?
Scott, I don't understand why people are so focused on selling things that work. Let's just, I'll make up a number. Let's just say I owned $1 billion of Tesla stock. If I sold it, now I have $1 billion problem. What do I do with that money? What about if it was 100 million? What about if it was just 10,000? 10 billion? It doesn't matter what the number is. The point is that when things are working, you're paid to stay with people that know what they're doing. And this is a guy who has consistently been one of the most important entrepreneurs in the world. And so why bet against him? It's the same thing with Bezos. Why bet against him?
Okay, I gotta laugh when he says, let's just pick a random number of $1 billion in Tesla stock. The reality is, Chamath probably has that much, if not more, in Tesla stock, but that's besides the point. The point is this, he's absolutely right when he says, why would you sell something that works? Okay, people will often tell you, well, you can't go broke if you take a profit. Okay, that's true. As true as that may be, you also can't become wealthy if you sell or trim your position every time that the stock price either goes up or down to lock in those gains, right? That short-term mindset of trying to lock in your gains is going to be the biggest limiting factor in your ability to reach your financial goals. And do you know why I love investing? It is because you have people like Elon Musk out there and his team at Tesla who are passionate and driven to succeed and working tirelessly day in and day out to make their vision become a reality. And by virtue of me being invested into them, it also means that as they're reaching their goals and hitting those milestones, I'm becoming more and more financially secure. They are literally putting our money to work for us and making the world a better place. I mean, you just can't beat that.
And there are a handful of other people. Anthony Noto, who we just talked to today, is yet another person. You get behind these people who have incredibly strong character, who know what they're doing, who aren't going to bend to short-term profits, and who are just going to drive the train for 10 or 20 years and make the world a better place. Get behind them. The best way to summarize this, by the way, is a friend of ours who we mentioned earlier, Bill Gurley, has this great phrase: when the music's on, you got to dance. And so these guys are dancing. They are in rhythm. They're in flow. Let them do their thing. Get behind them. Don't sell a share. Just let them create value.
That's a great way to sum it up, and there's really not much more for me to add here. So let's switch gears and talk about 2021 catalysts that I believe will be conducive to pushing the stock price from where it is today at $880 all the way up to the $1,400 mark that I mentioned earlier. So the first one on the list here is going to be more revenue from the energy side of the business, right? So you can see that Tesla is getting into the home building business. They're partnering with home builders and bringing up the first smart neighborhood in Mississippi. And I'll link an article in the description below, so check that out. There's also more deployment of Megapack, one in England, in the UK, and the other one in California being built right now. So again, more revenue coming from the energy side of the business. Their solar tiles right now are actually at an all-time low for their price. It's the best deal in the business, so I believe that will drive more revenue for them in 2021. Next notable catalyst for Tesla is going to be around product launches for 2021. The first one of which being the Tesla Model Y 7-seater version, currently available for order as of earlier this week. We have the Tesla Model S Plaid tri-motor version that should be launching sometime this year. We also are going to have the Tesla Semi and Cybertruck, along with the Roadster, which that one may be delayed into 2022, but the Roadster should be coming out this year, and that's going to be a game changer for the supercar world. And on top of that, we have things like two new factories again coming out of the ground right now. We have Giga Texas, we have Giga Berlin. that should be operational by midsummer or early fall. I mean, that's a healthy pipeline of product being launched this year, not to mention the full self-driving that's now going to be available as a subscription service for customers. On top of that, we know that as of the end of 2020, Tesla now has, between Giga Shanghai and the Fremont factory, a capacity of 800,000 cars that they can produce a year. And also, Elon mentioned that they were planning to grow their deliveries by 50% year over year, meaning that at this point, for 2021, we should be expecting something like 750,000 deliveries. Now, obviously, official guidance hasn't come out yet, so we'll have to wait for the official numbers. But as of right now, they have enough installed capacity to meet the projected 50% growth year over year in their deliveries and production. Now, if you add on top of that they'll have 2 new factories that are going to start producing cars by fall or the last quarter of the year, we could very well see 1 million cars sold and delivered by Tesla in 2021. So that would be double the number they did in 2020. And so with that comes double the revenue, right? And currently we're sitting at $800 for the stock price. And there's obviously a lot more that goes into this, and I'm oversimplifying it. But between all these catalysts, the fact that they're executing, pretty much flawlessly at this point, and the fact that there's high confidence, everybody knows that the world is going electric. Tesla is leading the way. Everybody is getting behind this stock. There's really not that many people that are left that are doubting or betting against Elon. So with everything that's happening and all the good news and all the plans that Tesla has, I can easily see with double the capacity that the stock price will make its way to the $1,400 mark by the end of the year. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my opinion on where I believe the stock price is going. And obviously, I'm making decisions and positioning myself accordingly. So do your own research, make your own decisions. I'm only here to bring awareness to, again, some of the opportunities out there. And Tesla, in my opinion, is a must own. But again, just my thoughts. Okay, so here we are for the portfolio percentage gain or loss for the week. And this has been a great week. I'll bring it up on the screen here and we'll talk through it. So if we look here on Monday, we started at 0.77% down, but it only gets better from here. Right? So by the end of Monday, we were at 2.94%. And then Tuesday, another green day, got all the way up to 6.95% gain. From there, we made our way all the way to 9.12%, shot up all the way to 22.20% by the end of Thursday. And by the time Friday rolled around, we were at 34.30%. And then now currently sitting at 34.71% and some change. That is a massive week. This is not typical. And frankly, I do expect that some of these gains will kind of, get pulled back as we get into tomorrow and the next week here. But that's okay. This is a great way to see, how far the portfolio can get when things are going well. And as it pulls back, right now what I'm doing is I'm trying to set some money aside so that when it does pull back, I can go shopping. So, again, great week here. Couldn't be any happier. We've been talking about 25% for the entire year. And you can see that with the portfolio and the 4 cornerstones that I mentioned on the channel, on top of some of the top 10 picks that I mentioned in my last video, and I'll link it here. This is what's driving the gains, right? So just gonna leave it there. Again, not a financial advisor, but bringing you some opportunities. Take advantage of them if they suit your needs. All right, people, this will do it for today's video. I hope that you found the content insightful and that it gave you a new perspective on the Tesla stock and where the company is going. If it did, please drop me a like and share with your friends as it greatly helps the channel. But also remember to subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you don't miss any future content. With that said, thank you for watching. Stay humble, hustle hard, and I'll see you in the next one.